This is Pär from Sabaton, and you're watching ArmyOfOneTV. I'm Pär, bass player of Sabaton. I've been there for most part of my life, over 18 years now, and it's been a long run for Sabaton. We started in '99, and even if a lot of people in America think that Sabaton is a new band because we are just starting to break through here, we have been going around for a long time and doing a lot of shows. In the beginning we had no really big clue what we're gonna do. We were called Aeon, and just a few guys who started the band together and just wanted to play metal. And when we realized that there was a lot of other bands called Aeon, we needed to find a new band name. So we thought about we had several names coming up, and just Sabaton was just one of many. But we had a friend of us who drew a logotype for a couple of different options, and he was like, "What's Sabaton?" And okay, that's a Sabaton. Sabaton is a kind of a piece of medieval armor that knights were using to cover the foot, and he put that into the logo, and we thought, okay, that makes sense, it looks good, and yeah, it rings very good. We thought it has a good name to it, it has a good meaning, and let's go on with it. Over the years we think about it more and more and come up with, yeah, it's actually a really good name, and the meaning of it, having a heavy metal foot as a name for the band, it's like heavy metal kick in the face, that makes sense nowadays, and that's kind of what we wanted to be from the beginning as well. So in the first album called Metalizer, the first demos we did as well, we didn't have a lyrical theme at all. It was just traditional, like, oh, this song is about riding fast and riding hard and drinking hard or whatever. But in 2004, when we were recording the album called Prima Victoria, we didn't have any lyrics written, but we had the song Prima Victoria. Working in the studio, me and Joachim were sitting down, and we're like, we need a big theme for this song. It is a big song, it needs a big theme. And then we just sit down and try to find inspiration. We watched the movie Saving Private Ryan, and we just looked at each other and like, this is something we like, both of us. It's a big thing, fits the music. Okay, so let's put it in. And we wrote the lyrics instantly for that song, and then went to and recorded the same night actually. And then when we had finished it and presented it to the rest of the guys, it was more like, hey, what do you think? And everybody liked it. And then we thought, okay, maybe we should continue down this path. And eventually it ended up with Prima Victoria being an entire concept album about war history. And we liked it, and a lot of fans liked it and thought, oh, this is something different and interesting. So, okay, we did a follow-up with Terra Dominatus, and from there, I guess we can't go to anywhere else, because now we've been doing this for a very long time, and we have 7 studio albums about history and war history of the world. So nowadays, this theme is kind of connected with Sabaton very well. When we started to write, we thought about, okay, we are just singing about it, and that's it. But in 2006 we recorded as well a music video for the album Terra Dominatus, and for the title track. And in the video we just figured out we needed a kind of a dress code for the band, and sure, we are singing about military themes, so we're like, okay, we should dress up somewhat like military guys. But if you take it simple, you add green camouflage or something like that, and you try to be on the stage, it's just gonna look ugly in all the colors of the lights. So we needed something neutral, which means the urban camo pants we're using today. That's why they just came in for practical reasons. And we wanted us to look like, when you look at Sabaton, you see a unit of people, you see people that belong together, and that was kind of how we came up with this stage clothes we have, or the original idea for it at least. But as time went along, we always wanted to do more theatrical stuff on the stage. We wanted to add more stuff, but of course we were limited in the beginning, playing really small clubs and having no financial possibilities, and maybe not the most experienced crew to do it. But as years went along, we were able to incorporate more and more of the show. that tells more, that gives more visual impression of what we are singing about. And these days we're touring with video productions and tanks on the stage. Those are a little bit special and have become kind of legendary. We have 2 tanks. One of us are gonna be actually where I'm sitting now. I'm in New York at the moment, and one of them we've shipped over exclusively for tonight and to show American crowd what we are capable of doing when we get a little bit bigger club. And hopefully that's where we're going in the rest of the country as well. But weighing in at 1.3 tons, metric tons I guess, it's kind of complicated to bring it into most clubs, so it requires some special venues for it, but we can do it here tonight and we're doing it. But over in Europe we do a big show, and we've been doing that for some years, and now we're getting a little bit more popular in America. We try to bring over as much as possible. And then there is different layers of it. We have a lot of pyrotechnics normally. This is not what they like inside of a club for obvious reasons, that they don't want us to set fire to the roof. And so we can't use that part, but maybe one day. And the video production is something we have also started with, because I think it gives a lot of deeper impression to watch a Sabaton show, where you can see a little bit more visual things about what we are singing about as well. We haven't been able to headline in America for a very long time. The last time we did a headline tour in America was 2012, where we realized that we didn't had enough fans to support headlining anymore. So that's why we've been supporting for the last 100 shows in this country. And now apparently that seems to have worked, and we have now got a lot of more fantastic fans and followers around the country. We can easily see that on this tour. We have a full house tonight in New York City, which is great, and it was pretty much full yesterday in Philadelphia too, so it shows that we're going the right way, and it was the right timing and the right thing to do to go on this North American headline run. We just finished the European one, which was quite big, 52 different shows in 26 countries. And now we're kind of getting into the North American part, and eventually it will spread to the rest of the world too. We call it the last tour, but it's not meant to be the last tour, it's just reflecting to our last album, The Last Stand, which is a concept album, The Last Stand, about last stands. We thought it would fitting after we had been doing Heroes, and when we released Heroes, it was like the perfect theme for a Sabaton album and pretty hard to follow up. But The Last Stand also fits perfect into our music, and kind of historical things with a little bit more heroic touch to it, I guess. It fits with heavy metal. I think it fits with the music that we are performing. So The Last Stand is a perfect follow-up to Heroes. And the idea of songwriting hasn't really changed since the beginning, but since we've had new band members coming in, they are adding a lot into it. Of course, it's still me and Joachim writing the most of the stuff, and Joachim is the main music composer of the band. But as we get more and more experienced people into the band, we have gotten over the years from the original lineup, I think now you can clearly hear the evolvement of, for example, guitar playing on the latest releases, where more and more people are involved in how the instruments are being performed on the actual album. So that is what I see, the evolvement of the band, mostly from one album to another. I can hear those details, but when it comes to songwriting, I think we haven't evolved that much, which I'm happy with. I think Sabaton should be consistent and something that fans can pick up a new album and understand, okay, I'm getting a Sabaton album. I won't be surprised, but hopefully satisfied. At the moment, we are so excited to be here in America and to do this tour. It's gonna be fantastic. We've just done, as I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready for show number 2 out of a lot ones all over North America, and it's gonna be very exciting times over here. Easily the best tour we've ever done, I can already tell, even though we're barely getting started yet. After that we will return back to Europe and do festivals, And for the autumn we have lots of different plans, and the rest of the world will see what Sabaton is all about as well. If you're more interested and if you want to hear more and check out more, our website sabaton.net is the first place to look, but we have also extensive Facebook, which we are putting a lot of use into, like I guess a lot of other bands, but that will be where you find us most.